Hi, everybody. Oh my god. Okay, I know last week's Kanata review, I kind of cursed out Izumi and I apologize. It's true what they say, man. Don't judge anything by the front because there might be a backside. This episode was ridiculous. Bonkers. Crazy beyond crazy. This gets a 5 out of 5 for explanations, for animation, for just plain craziness. Okay. Kyoukai no Kanata, episode 10. I believe that, and just for anyone who's curious about this, I think there's 13 episodes, but not 100% sure. Because next week it's going to be called Black World, and then I think there's going to be 2 more episodes, 12 and 13. But 13 might just be an OVA. We don't know. This episode. Oh my god. And Hockey, he said, yo, stop hating on Izumi, And the second half of this episode just basically took the second half of this episode basically took a metal spiked mallet and proceeded to hit me over the head with it continuously. My mind has been blown. Completely blown apart by this episode. We have the conclusion, and anyone who's wondering, is he dead? No. He's not. Akihito is alive and kicking. But we got an explanation of what went down. There was so much unbelievable stuff to explain in this episode that half the time I was like, this was my face. The O face. Like, my mind has been fucked. And I need to leave the room and have something to drink. Because this was like, damn. We have Mirai going on in the beginning we have Mirai going on a train being told by Izumi. Later on we find out that's not actually happening at the moment, which is a whole nother thing. So she's on the train going somewhere for, I think Izumi's going to meet her up somewhere. Izumi, Later, after that scene, we have pretty much, it's summer. And this was a very confusing episode. I couldn't take heads or tails until the very end. It was all explained, and then I understood. So we have Akihito. It's summer, and he's alive, and I'm like, he's alive? Okay, already I'm confused because I thought he was dead because of the whole preview. Someone says, I think it was Mitsuki saying that, he kicked the bucket 2 weeks ago. Well, that didn't happen. And we got the whole explanation of what went down. So he's alive, supposedly, and, Mirai's with him, and they're having a few jokes here and there. She tries to make an omelet for him. Horrible at it. And Sakura's there. Funny moments there. And he finds out it's summer. And we see Mitsuki, and she was kind of cold. Mitsuki, but see, here's the thing. That part really doesn't have that much value to it, which I'm going to explain as we go along here. With what she was saying to him, said a few lines, don't involve me into this anymore. That kind of situation, dangerous situation. So, they go back to the club room. By the way, while we're going in this scenario, in this world, we go from the winter. Let me just close my door when I explain this. Anyway, we go from this summer world to this winter and snow on the ground. And we see Akihito at this table lifeless. with Mirai, and she's crying. I'm like, what's going on? I had no clue. So then after that, we go back to the summer world, and we see Mirai's with him, and they're talking a few things, and then she begins to tell him the truth. And then when she told him that the world that they're currently in isn't real, it's a dream she made up, I was like, oh shit, you just didn't say that. And she says that you're unconscious right now, and that she explains what she did. She stabbed him, took out the Yomu that was part of it, which was beyond the boundary Yomu, and had it possess her. And I'm like, what? What? And that she disappeared. Oh my god. No words. And she explained that. And that basically are going to be that the world's going to end soon and everything at sundown. And I was like, God damn. No, whoa. But, so basically that's what I meant when I said Mitsuki's thing, what she said really didn't mean anything. After that, she has like a few moments with him, and she kind of kisses him, and then she disappears. And then he wakes up. There's still a second half of the episode left. So the second half of the episode, we get the hugest reveal. This was like, it was as if Mike Tyson came in and said, here's a fist for your Bankai. Boom! I'm like, whoa, what the hell was that? It's called a flashback. Not just a flashback, 6-month flashback. We find out that Mirai was saved by Izumi and told Izumi. Izumi told Mirai. She brought her to this old guy. We still don't know who this old guy is. I think it's her father, but I'm not 100% sure. To kill beyond the boundary, which is Akihito. I'm like, what? She was, and don't they think about it. It all fits. Everything. The beginning while she told Akihito to leave her alone, now it makes sense. My mind has been blown and scattered all over the planet, people. This was huge and massive. Then later we find out the other parts. We also find out, now I have to take back what I said about Izumi. I thought she was a cold-hearted bitch. Apparently not. She did consider, I actually like this. I like now they went and did this. Because now it's like everyone who was complaining about this show can say, oh, this episode, they explained it. And it was like, that was insane. They explained it month after month after month. I was like, whoa, that's insane. She basically says there's a way, because Azumi saw that Mirai tells her, this happened during the episode when they were at the festival, that festival with the lanterns and everything. She talks to Mirai, and that was the whole thing that I didn't understand also. Oops. Because I always thought that that meant something when they were together. I didn't know what they were talking about. Now we found out. She was telling her that she doesn't want to kill Senpai. She wants, for him to live. And that's when her and Mirai, Izumi and the elder, she explains to the elder guy saying that she's going to have a plan where she's going to take out the beyond the boundary Yomu without killing him. And that in the return, what she's also going to do, Mirai, is she's going to absorb it and she's going to disappear. I was like, what the holy shit? Yo, I was like, listen, people. This is going on. Yes. This is going on the list. And if you don't know what I mean when I say list, don't answer that. Expect this on the list. So, long story short, we have that explanation, and she does it, and so on and so forth. And we have the flashbacks in there. That's what she did. And then she basically vanished. Oh, shit. And she was going to do this for him. And Izumi mentioned to her, he wanted you to live. And, she basically tells her, oh, I'm getting back at him with this. Now, the last part of the episode, the white world, that's where Mirai is. So essentially, now this is the last part I want to mention about the whole Beyond the Boundary thing. Essentially what Beyond the Boundary is, it's a yomu, but it's like, it's very hard to describe. I think the best way to describe what this yomu is like, think about anyone who's watched Evangelion and saw the 12th angel. That angel that his real body was the surface of the land. That's pretty much what this is like, in a way. Now, not completely, but in a way. The actual body of the yomu is where Mirai is right now. That is like, and she's basically looking for the core of Beyond the Boundary in this scenario. And that's the last part we see the episode. We see also Akihito looking upside while he's in the hospital room, his room, and he's thinking about Mirai. And that's where it is. So this episode was insane. 5 out of 5. I did not see this coming at all. At all. At all. Props. Listen. Hockey. Listen. I gotta disagree with you, man. This show's very good. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna put it over Yasakura Quartet, but it's number 2. So this is the way I look at it for this fall. Number 1 for me is Yasakura Quartet. Number 2, Kanata. Number 3, Copilion. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. Because this episode just, it just explains so much details that a lot of people missed. So everyone who dropped it, you missed out. That's all I have to say. Everyone who dropped this anime, you missed out. You missed out. You missed out. And Kill Me With a Shotgun, thank you once again for letting me know about this. Total surprise. The whole thing with him living, that surprised me enough. But then you add on to it that, he's really alive. Not only is he alive, but we get an explanation of everything. Topped on that, Mirai's in a different world. Unbelievable. Next week's episode is going to be called Black World. So it's basically going to be like, this is White World, Black World. Seemingly, it's like Armageddon. It's like Armageddon for next week, the way the episode looks. So this should be very interesting. And like I said, 5 out of 5. This episode totally just bitch slapped me like 5 million times. And I have to take back everything I said about Izumi. It is true what you say. Don't judge a book by its cover. And that's what I did. I didn't judge it. I judged it only by its cover. And this was great. Oh, man. This is an awesome episode. So everyone, get on board on this. Kyoukai no Kanata, episode 10 review. There's nothing else for me to add. Next week's going to be awesome. Awesome. Just, as little as I can say. was too awesome. I was passing out. I gotta end this video. I'm Kyoukai 922. I'll see you guys later. Imagine that. That whole where she is at right now is, I believe so, the body of the Yomu. Beyond the boundary. Mine.